Good evening to all, and thank you, Chair and other organizers, for this wonderful opportunity to present a unique uh, air crash incident, uh, unique air crash incident happening in Calicut, and that we call as the Black Friday. And this has happened on 7th August 2020 at 1941 hours. This disaster has happened in the COVID background with the unique challenges, which include like the passengers involved in this plane crash are traveling from Dubai to Calicut in Air India as well. All are the potential candidate for COVID positivity. And those time, entire hospitals were working in a full capacity, and we managed the entire disaster scenario under pandemic precautions. And also those day, like outside there is a heavy raining, and we are also have certain uncertainty about how many patients to be turned out, likely to be turned out in our hospital. So once we received that alert of, or when that disaster is declared, immediately we announce our mass casualty uh, status, and our main emergency department, we evacuated, designated as the red area, and this area is evacuated and it is prepared to receive the entire patients. And also we converted the nuclear medicine area for a yellow patient, and for radiology area for green patient. And also we evacuated and reserved the wards in 2 floor exclusively for plane crash victims. This is our ED, which we are ready. We are preparing to receive the patients in the plane crash incident. The yellow area at the nuclear medicine area, and then the green area at the radiology reception area, you can see here. And we manage the entire scenario with full PPE. And once we declared that mass casualty incident, then sequencing started, and all radiology work stopped, and this area dedicated for the plane crash patient, OT activated for the crash victim, and 10 bed exclusively in the MDICU is exclusively reserved for crash patients. And hospital supplied enough and more PPEs and other materials. We dispatched 5 ambulances to the disaster site. Our pharmacy, blood bank, and are activated and mobilized the essential requirement. CSSD is mobilized, and incident command took over the charge, and the operation team activated, and the securities are positioned. Our customer care and relationship department team, finance team, and food and beverage team positioned and mobilized essential resources. And we created an exclusive waiting area for the plane crash bystanders. We opened a dashboard for the patient information, and also we opened an exclusive media briefing area for that plane crash patients. And around 8:22, we announced the mass casualty incident, and we received the first patient at 8:35, and we received the last patient at next day morning, early morning, 1 o'clock, around 1 o'clock. And all mass casualty events is called off by 12:35 early morning, and all patient after initial stabilization transported to the destination care area by 12:50. And by early morning 3 o'clock, we completed that individual debriefing with the bystanders. And by 3:30 early morning, all bystanders reached with their patients and sorted all issues. So totally we received 49 patients in this event, and out of these 2 patients referred out, and out of these 49 patients, 47 patients received the entire treatment in Calicut MITS. So the entire story is portrayed and published in Indian Journal of Orthopedics in the July session. And see, like out of the 47 patients, 38 patients had orthopedic injury, and they are managed by orthopedic people. And the total mass casualty event, 75 doctors, 76 trained nurses, and 58 supportive staffs involved. And the total patient when we received 17 red patient, 19 yellow patient, and 7 green patient. Out of these, 9 patients are very critical, and they would require they treated in MTICU, and 2 patients had paraplegia from the red category, and 2 patients in the yellow areas also have the spinal cord injuries. And here see, like the total patient arrival, 3 patients are died. That is 2 are on death on arrival, 2 are death on arrival. That is including pilot and co-pilot, and not 2. 3 patients are on death on arrival. That include pilot, co-pilot, and then a child. And 1 death is happened in the 3 hours of after arrival in the hospital. We had 2 COVID positive cases as well. And see, like the majority of the injury, when you're looking at the injury pattern, that long bone fractures as the predominant injuries. Also, we had 12 spinal cord injuries. Out of these spinal cord fractures and injuries, almost all of them are discharged in a good condition from the hospital. And one unique things, like we had the point of care COVID screening test in the emergency department, which is exclusively manned by our EMT staff. That may be first time in India. And this could help us to complete the entire screening process by early morning 7 a.m. We identified 2 positive cases, and all staff, doctors, and other employees were protected well from the COVID infections. And another story I want to share in context this, we conducted a major mock drill in Calicut Airport in 2012. And in that mock drill, we trained 857 airport staff to 50 lay public in and around the airport. And we simulated a plane crash scenario that 200 passengers on the board and 500 volunteers, including doctors, paramedics, EMTs, nurses, and medical students participated in that mock drill. 150 patients, that the Malaysian patients were transported to various hospitals in Malappuram and Calicut districts. 175 ambulances participated. We conducted a very beautiful post-mock drill analysis, and that report was submitted to the authorities. They taken appropriate action and corrective action on that issue. And really, this had made a difference of this 2020 disaster management in Calicut Airport. And finally, in this session, I'm concluding with a few lessons we learned, like managing a disaster in a pandemic background with a full PPE is the biggest challenge and we ever face in this scenario. And the plane crash happened in 7:45 p.m. and the patients started reaching in the hospital by 8:30 p.m. But it was, like this was the shifting time. So it was good. It was a great help for the manpower mobilization. And point of care COVID screening test in the ED itself made that process is quick and easy. And the quality accreditations, frequent mock drill, and tabletop exercises, which were made that disaster management much easier. And the civilian response in the entire scenario was brilliant. At the same time, I would say like that the pre-hospital care, which is not so commendable. There are spaces to improve more in this scenario. Thank you for your patient listening. If you have any question, we can ask.